Dang, it's been a while since I've done one of these, right? I know I've been neglecting USACO for a while, okay? I'm sorry, but I am back, okay? I am here to show my undying love for Bessie, okay? I love you, Bessie. don't hate me just because I didn't do USACO for a while. Also, sorry I haven't been getting out videos a lot recently because it is AP testing season. My editor and I have been busy with that kind of stuff and a bunch of schoolwork and finishing off the year strong, okay? There's literally like a ton of senior year stuff I had to take care of. But I'll be getting back on the grind after this week. Like, this weekend is crazy for me. I have HSNCC like both days, the whole day, and I have senior prom on Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. But after that, okay? But after that, I'm all yours. You guys, please let me know what you guys want in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Do all that good stuff. I'll put my form for suggestions down in the description, so please leave suggestions, okay? I've been looking at the suggestion form, and that's why I actually chose to do this video. Also, one more thing to mention before we get into the good stuff. I've been working on a couple projects, and that's also another reason why I haven't been getting enough time to put out that many videos. But one of the projects that is relevant to you guys is my new Pasta website, okay? Problem of the day. So basically, I've been putting out daily TS challenges on this website, okay? Like, it's all in the Discord. If you guys want to participate in the challenge, we got a live leaderboard going on here, and every day I post, like, USACO or, like, CTF-related problems. So if you guys are interested, please join the Discord. It's very fun. We talk about all this kind of stuff all the time. Also, instead of Bessie, we have Bob and KararaVid19. Good stuff. Hello everybody, I'm Karara, and today we're going to be talking about some more advanced C++ concepts. Because I know you can do USACO with very, very basic C++ knowledge. You don't need to know any of this stuff to do, like, USACO, but like, when I was doing USACO, I used all kinds of hacks to make my code work, but it's really slow, it's really painful, and there's so many, like, nicer ways to do things in C++. So today is just dedicated to telling you all the cool C++ tricks you can know to make your life a lot easier. Now, this is for sure not going to be, like, an extensive list, right? It's not going to be everything that's possible to do in C++, but it's the main thing that I've used that have made my life a lot better. So, the first one is typedefs, okay? So, basically what a typedef does is it basically just, like, prevents you from typing the same thing out, like, fully each time, right? And a really common one that people use is parent ints, right? Like, nobody wants to type out parent int every single heckin' time. It's so triggering. Dude, it's like, okay, how many characters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got 4, and then you got 4, and you got 13 characters. That is nasty. And imagine if you're doing, like, queues of this, and, like, you constantly had to make new pairs. This is annoying, okay? So, essentially, by using a typedef, we could actually replace this whole 13 characters thing with PII, right? And now, if we want to, like, make a PII, we can just do PII pair, or well, I say PII P is equal to, like, 1, 2. And then, this is just a normal parent int, except now we basically just called it PII. We could just do cout p.first space p.second. And alright, you got 1, 2, right? And it works exactly the same as the parent int, but it just makes typing it a lot easier. Also, another thing that people like to do is typedef longlongs, right? So typedef longlong is equal to or ll, right? And now, if we wanted to make a longlong, we could just do ll num is equal to some really fat number. You're not supposed to put either numbers, what the heck? Bruh. And we can see out num. Okay, that might be a bit too big. Is it? Okay, yeah, it is. Whoops, it's still too big. There we go. I totally know what the maxes are, totally. Okay, very nice. And honestly, this is, like, so helpful. Like, I really did not know anything about typedefs when I was doing USACO, so I literally typed out long every single time. It was so triggering, but this is so much better, okay? So whenever you have a long data type name, you can always just switch it out with typedef. Very nice. Alright, another advanced thing that would have helped me out a ton is something called BitSlash stdc++.h. Okay. Now, what's cool about this thing is that it basically includes all of the imports you'll ever have to do, right? So instead of having to separately include vector, separately including, like, IOStream, SStream, everything separately, this includes everything together. Now, obviously, that's kind of bad, right? Because you don't need everything, but it's also a lot faster. You don't have to, like, make sure you included everything. You don't have to remember all that stuff. And it also includes some cool stuff. So, for example, I could just make a vector right now. Vector int v is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you can probably tell that it's really slow, and that makes sense, right? Because it's including a ton of other stuff that you don't even need. But what's cool about it is that I do not have to include vector, and it still compiles and runs perfectly fine. Another thing that this library could do is something called freopen. And I know a lot of people use, like, F-streams, right? And that works, but, like, I learned that this is way better. And somebody told me in the comments, and I was so mind blown, holy moly. Just, like, if you use F-stream, you actually have to change all your F-ins to C-ins, and it's so triggering. This is actually so much better. Just watch, okay? Freopen, x.in, comma, read, and then we're going to do stdin. Okay. And then we're going to do freeopen x.out, comma, w, comma, sd.out. Okay. And now let us just make a cool sample text file. Okay, x.in. and we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's make it like n5. Okay. So int m, cnn, for int I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Let's make an array for it. Int a5, cn, ai, and then we'll just print out everything in ai. Okay, so now we just run it, and it should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if it worked. Let's see. And epic, it worked. Okay, we got an x dot out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. And then literally, if you just want to test it with like with your standard input, all you gotta do, comment this out, try it again, and we could do 5. Hold up, wait for it to run. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the standard output. Very cool. Also, another problem with this is that like not all compilers could actually get this header file, so it's kind of annoying. But if you have something that has a header file, or you could figure out a way to download it, it's really good. It saves so much time, honestly, so I would recommend using it. Okay, next up we got structs. Okay, and structs are very cool. I'm gonna switch this back so it doesn't take it long to compile. Okay. Alright, so let's just say you wanted to have weighted points, right? Like that's a pretty common common application of a struct, right? You basically have an xy point and then it has a certain weight to it. So what we could do is we could say struct w point, weighted point, right? And then we could define stuff, right? We could do int x, we could do int y, and we could do int w. Okay. So now if we want to define a weighted point, literally all we have to do is we just do we'll point p1 is equal to 0, 1, 5, right? So now the x coordinate is 0, the y coordinate is 1, and the weight of the point is 5, right? So then if we wanted to access the different parts of the point, all we got to do is we could do cout p1.x space p1.y and p1.w. Try running that. And very nice, we got 0, 1, 5. Cool. Alright, so now let's say we wanted to find the weighted average of 2 points, right? Like, for example, if 2 points were the same weight, you would want to find the midpoint. If one was weighted more, you would want to find a point closer to that point, right? Just how math points work. I don't know if you guys know how it works, but basically it's just a weighted sum of the x and y coordinates. So let's just say we had 0, 1, 5, right? And we had another one that's like, I don't know, 2, 5. And essentially, if the weights are equal, you would basically just want the midpoint of this, which is 1, 3. Okay. So now the cool thing we could do is define operations on these points. So for example, let's just say we wanted to add them, right? Like do a weighted addition on them. So essentially, if we want to add them, we would basically do we'll point operator plus, and then that would basically take in both we'll point p1 and we'll point p2. And we basically want to find the weighted sum, right? So essentially we would take p1.x times p1.w plus p2.x plus p2.x times p2.w all over the sum of the weights, right? And we should probably use doubles, right? I think that would make sense. Double. And then we would also want the y coordinate, which does the same thing, except chain the x's with y's, which is just p1.w plus p2.w. And now let us just say we'll point 3, p3 is equal to p1 plus p2, and we print out p3. It should give us 1, 3, right? So let's test it out. And the weight should be 10. Alright, nice. 1, 3, 10, right? We basically overloaded. It's called overloading, and we basically changed the plus symbol to do our own operation on it. Alright, and now the last thing we got to talk about are like comparison functions, right? So essentially, like if you have these structs, right, you want a way to actually order them. Like something I used to do a lot was whenever I had a priority queue or I was like trying to order my pairs of like stuff, I would always put the one I wanted to order first just so I could use the built-in sort. And it's kind of stupid, right? Like that's not the right way to do it. You basically are supposed to use custom comparison functions that like you don't have to change the order, but you can just tell it which one to use, right? You sort by the first or sort by the second. So I'm going to first show you guys how comparison functions work, right? So let's just say we had an array A with 10, and we would put like, I don't know, some random numbers, okay. Okay, so if you wanted to sort it in increasing order, that's pretty easy, right? So all you gotta do is you do sort A, A plus 10, and we probably include algorithm, and then we can print it out. Alright, so we basically got it in sorted order, right? And now what I used to do, I'm so triggered at myself, but what I used to do in order to sort it from greatest to least is I would legit like negate all of them and then like take the negative whenever I wanted to use one of them. But that is stupid, and the right way to do it is to use something called greater, right? All you do is use something like a built-in function called greater, you do that, and now if you run it, Alright, very nice. You could basically see that it ordered it in opposite order. Now, what the heck is greater? Greater just seems like some random thing you put there just because it sounds right, but it is actually what it is a function. So let's just say we defined a function that's our own greater, right? So we would say bool bigger, right? Let's just say bigger, and then we say int a, int b. Then essentially, the normal by default, it returns a is less than b, right? So if you want a to come before b, you would return true, and then if you want a to come after b, you would return false. So this should work. Since we want the thing that's less to come before, this should sort it in increasing order. And then if we want the thing that is bigger to come first, right, we return true when it's bigger, then we would basically say this was greater, and now it should return it in opposite order. Okay, very nice. Now, let's just say we wanted to do it for our points, right? So let's just say we have like 5 weighted points, and we want to sort it based on weight instead. So we'd have like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, and we'll make it a point 3, 5, 4, 5, 1, I don't know, then 6, 1, 2. Thinking of random numbers is so hard. And then 7, 5, 4, and we'll do, that's not a 4. And then we got 8, 5, 4. Bruh, why is typing so hard? Okay, there we go. So now what we want to do is we want to sort it based on the weight. So let's just say we have a point. And we sorted based on a.w is greater than b.w. So now we take a point, and we print out the points. Alright, let's test it out. Oh, plus 5, there we go. And great, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, very cool. Now, one last thing that you could use to optimize this, I used to always put like my separate comparison functions outside of the like thing I wanted to sort, but this is pretty like, if you're only sorting in one place and like you don't need to like put a whole separate function over here, right? That you can actually do it in line. So if you know Python, they're called lambda expressions, and in C++, the way you would do it, if you would do it here like that, int you could say we'll point A, we'll point B, and we could put return a.w is less than b.w. There we go. There we go. All right, and now if we run that, it should go in increasing because we put less than, right? So essentially, this is called a lambda function. Let me just take it out so it's clear how it looks like. But essentially, all it is you have an array symbol, you have your arguments, and then you just have a normal function, and you can put it in line, which is cool. Alright, well, that's all the useful stuff that I use in C++. Honestly, this is a pretty short video, but there's not that many, like, super complicated language things that you need to use for USACO, okay? Like, the main stuff you gotta use for USACO is your brain, okay? You don't need to, like, know all of the fancy stuff. Like, your main focus should be on the problem solving, but this is really helpful, okay? I did not know, like, half of this stuff when I was doing USACO, but this all makes it really, really fast to code. Alright, well, thank you guys all for watching. I hope it was helpful. This is a very interesting video for me to make. Like, I personally wish I could have seen this before, but hopefully it helped you guys out. So, thank you guys for watching again. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know what else you guys want to see down in the comments, but other than that, we are done for today. So, thank you guys for watching again for the 5th time. I don't know how many times I said it, but see you guys next time.